Today, by request, we will look at how to patch amplitude and ring modulation in MooMu Modular. These methods have been used for many years and have been available in many formats, such as guitar stomp boxes, built into synths, and in many plugins. Both of these techniques are known for creating their metallic ring sounds. They're quite good for making random percussion, eerie effects, and the voice of the Daleks. Right. We'll start with amplitude modulation because it's easiest to understand and is very closely related to ring modulation. So here we just have a simple sine wave. We'll connect that to our scope. Here we can see our audio signal. We also have an LFO as a modulator. Let's have a look at this LFO on the scope. We'll notice the LFO here is all above the 0 volts line. It's unipolar. We'll see it at the minute. This is a lot slower than the audio wave being displayed here in red. We'll turn our VCA down for a second. We'll turn our audio back on. So if I turn the level of our VCA up, we can hear the signal. If we control the level of this VCA with the LFO, and we will turn the attenuator up here, we'll hear a tremolo type sound. If we adjust the speed of the carrier modulator and the LFO, we're here, tremolo. We can see on the analyzer down the bottom that we'll just have the single harmonic here. If we keep turning this modulator up, we hear the tremolo getting quicker until it turns into a metallic sound. Now, if we start looking on the analyzer, we also have some additional peaks. So where are those peaks? Do we know anything about them, or can we do anything with them? So let's turn our audio off. What we shall do, we will turn off our amplitude modulation. And we will set the frequency of our audio carrier wave to be 200 Hz, to fall on this line here on the analyzer. Now, if we connect the modulator to the analyzer, we set this at around 100 Hz. Like this. When we turn the amplitude modulation up on the VCA by turning the attenuator, that we have 3 peaks. We have our original signal here at 200 Hz. We also have our original signal minus the 100 Hz for our modulator. We also have the sum. So our 200 Hz plus 100 Hz of our modulator gives us 300 Hz. If we were to turn our modulator down to say 50 Hz, we'll see on the analyzer we still have our original signal at 200 Hz. We have a difference here. 200 Hz minus 50 Hz, 150, and 200 Hz plus 50 meaning 250 Hz. Let's listen to this. probably noticed that adjusting the amount of AM modulation doesn't adjust the harmonic contents. Now, we're going to look at an example using an AM. Here, I've built a very simple sequence from a clock, CV sequencer, quantizer, putting the volts per octave into a wavetable oscillator. So if we turn the VCA up here, we'll be able to listen to the sequence. So this is just the wavetable oscillator. Now we have our LFO here again, the same as we had in the last patch. TAT's connected to the CV level input of the VCA. If we start turning this up, we'll hear our modulated signal. We can see that each of the peaks on the analyzer now has two sidebands. This sounds quite different to the original. This is the original dry sign, just the carrier. Now that we understand amplitude modulation and the sidebands, it's time to move on. Right. We looked at this patch when discussing amplitude modulation. As we can see on the left-hand scope, the modulating wave is unipolar. It's all above the zero line. The only difference with ring modulation is that the modulator is bipolar. If we reset our DC offsets, we have a unipolar signal.
Right.
We'll look at the analyzer again. We have a carrier, again at 200 Hertz, same as we had last time. We will set a modulator. We will set that again at the 100 Hertz. So when we've done this using amplitude modulation, we had our original signal at 200 Hertz and the sidebands at 100 and 300 Hertz. So let's turn the carrier signal down. We'll turn the modulation up on the VCA. This time you'll notice we have the two sidebands, 100 and 300, which is the carrier plus and minus the modulator. But then this time, we no longer have the carrier signal. So let's see what this sounds like. This is purely the carrier. And the ring modulated version. We can, of course, increase the level of the carrier, and on the analyzer we can see our carrier returned. As you can hear, the ring modulating signal on its own is quite metallic. Now that's the theory, let us get on with some examples. Now we're going to look at octave shifting. Here we have two VCOs, both tuned to C3. This one here is the carrier. This one is the modulator. As we can see here on the analyzer, we currently have the modulator and the carrier. These are tuned to the same place. Middle C. If we move our marker, we can see C3 on the analyzer. We'll open the attenuator on our VCA. And as our analyzer shows, we have a C4. In this example, we'll continue looking at the octave shifting. We have a simple sequence going through a quantizer. The exact sequence is being fed into two wavetable oscillators, which are both tuned the same.
If we listen to just a carrier,
and then the modulated signal. we will hear that we are an octave higher. Right? We'll stick using the same patch. But we're going to use a fixed modulator this time. Like this is common in many guitar effects, stomp boxes, and digital ring modulators. So this is our clean riff. Now let us turn up the attenuator. This is the continuous pitch. If we adjust the frequency of the modulator, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We have learned how to achieve both amplitude and ring modulation in MooMu. If you liked the content, please like and subscribe.